So here's the worked out example for number 5. We're given sine of A is 8 over 17, and it's between 0 and pi over 2. So in that case, we know that it's in quadrant 1. So this is 0, pi over 2. Sine is our y value, so y over r. So we know that our y value is 8, the r value is 17, so you have to find the x value here. So when you calculate this, you do 7 squared minus 8 squared all over the in the square root, and so that becomes square root of 225, and so the x value is 15. So therefore, cosine of A is 15 over 17, and it's positive because it's in quadrant 1. So let's take a look at the next one. We have cosine of B, that is between pi and 3 pi over 2. So we're in quadrant 3. And cosine is negative 24, x is negative 24, and that's this value here. 25 is the radius. So in order to figure out our y value, that will be the square root of 25 squared plus 24 squared, and that ends up being the square root of 49 or 7. So remember that this y value is negative. That's a negative 7 because we're in quadrant 3. Y is negative. So therefore, the sine of B is negative 7 over 25. So now let's find sine of A minus B. Sine of A minus B. So that formula is sine of A times cosine of B minus cosine of A sine of B. So fill in what we know. Sine of A is 8 over 17. Cosine of B is negative 24 over 25. Minus cosine of A is 15 over 17 times sine of B is negative 7 over 25. And so 8 times a negative 24 is a negative 192, and then 15 times 7 is 105, and negative makes it a positive 105. Then 25 times 17 is 425. So after you simplify it all the way, the final answer is negative 87 over 425. So number 6 through 9, we have to figure out the other values. And actually, this is really close. So if you figure it out, cosine of A, it's close to the first example 2. So cosine of A, if you solve for it, that ends up being negative 3 over 5. It's in quadrant 3, so therefore it is negative. Sine of B is 12 over 13. So cosine of A minus B, if you want to write that, that's cosine of A times cosine of B minus sine of A sine of B. This ends up being negative 3 over 5 times 5 over 13 plus negative 4 over 5 times 12 over 13. And then this becomes negative 15 minus 48 over 65, which is negative 63 over 65. So now we're just using these values up here. So this is nice. For the homework, it'll be similar. You'll have to solve for one whole triangle, all the missing values, and then you have to evaluate all 6 using the formula. So sine of A plus B is sine of A times cosine B plus cosine A times sine of B. So notice that A and B are in order for each one of these 4. And then also sine is first, and then cosine is first in the next one, and then the positive and positive for sine. So if we substitute, sine of A is negative 4/5, cosine of B is 5 over 13, plus cosine of A, which is negative 3/5, times sine of B, which is 12 over 13. So this is negative 20 minus 36 all over 65. So this is negative 56 over 65. Tan of A plus B. So we have to figure out what tangent of A is. Again, that's tangent is y over x. So y is negative 4, x is negative 3, and so negative over negative will be a positive 4 over 3. Tangent of B, it's the y over x, so this will be 12 over 5. So in order to do this problem right here, you would have tangent of A plus tangent of b all over 1 minus tangent of a times tangent of b. So this is 4/3 plus 12/5 over 1 minus 4/3 times 12/5. So you have to get a common denominator. So on the left side, you have to multiply by 5 over 5, this side by 3 over 3. And then for the denominator, I know that for the bottom denominator, this will be 15 over 15. Okay, so just kind of fixing it right now. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 12 times 3 is 36, all over 15. And that is, let's see, 4 times 12 is 48, so 15 minus 48 over 15. So you'll see that the denominators will cancel, and so you're going to end up with 20 plus 36 is 56 over 15 minus 48, which is negative 33. So that's the final answer there. For number 9, that final answer will be negative 16 over 63. Okay, so go ahead and try the homework online, and I hope this helps.